to Girish.
Everyone,
One day I want to
Girish, we'll look
also motivate the kids. No.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.
Girish, we are 26 to 30 now, the participants. We will wait for another couple of minutes and we will start it sharply.
No problem. No problem.
While we do that, I'll just give you a small introduction about our school, Girish.
Sure.
We basically started in 2005 with just about 8 students. And that has, grown over the years. So now we have
it's breaking up. Hello. I can't hear what you're saying.
Yes, it's breaking.
I can see Abdul clearly, and I think Mr. Amin's connection is bad. I think.
Yes.
To 2,500 students. We had a 0-12 school, boys and men. And we've had 3 batches pass out up to now. So including this current year where they have maybe 1 or 2 papers left, this will be the 4th year that students who have joined us in the first standard are graduating. So it's been a nice journey. And then we have another campus which is under construction in Perambur. So that's going to be a girls' school. So that's why we've got 3 branches now, all thanks to all the training that we receive from our teachers and all the support. So we're always grateful for all the foundation that we receive. So this has been a nice journey. We've got about 2,500 students studying through the system. So it's been
excellent.
Nice.
I think it must be satisfying to be able to educate people. I think that is something which is also, I think, important in today's day and age, because I think students have to learn more and more because things are changing every day.
Absolutely. Very true. We need to learn from each other and learn from the environment. Absolutely. Very good, Girish. So this is the basic background. So we are also new in learning. So we take inspiration from leaders such as yourself.
I think, all of us who are doing what we are doing, most of us don't think of ourselves as leaders. I think we just do our thing, right? Sure. We just do what we want to do and we do what we do. Like my father always said, do good and do today. I think if you follow that, do it good, but do it today itself. Don't postpone to tomorrow. You shouldn't say, let me do tomorrow. Let me do today itself. So if you have that attitude, I think then everyone gets inspired or whatever you can say in whatever way.
True.
Right? And I think some people have also asked me, there are many international leaders, and who's your mentor? They ask me sometimes.
Mentor. Okay.
So I say one of my key mentors is my father. He's no more.
Okay. Very sorry to hear.
But when he was alive, he told us a lot of things, which today make a lot of sense. When we were growing up or we were kids, it was we were like, why is my father telling me all gyan? Right? So now that the gyan actually, if we follow, some of those points are very simple things, but they take us very far. Like one of them is this: do good today. Is something I learned from him.
Absolutely.
Right. And the other thing is he used to say to always be punctual. Right. So 4 p.m. if we are starting, right, we should be there at 3:59 itself. I think your team is very good. You are able to get everyone to come. And I see more and more people are joining. So I think being on time is very important. I think these are all very basic things. If we actually practice that, I think that really helps not only us but others around us.
Absolutely, very true.
Right? I always tell our team, like for example, right now 52 people I can see are on the Zoom call or on the Google call. So supposing I come 1 minute late, which means 52 minutes gone.
True.
If I come 2 minutes late, 104 minutes gone.
True.
So every minute that I come late, your team is losing hundreds of minutes.
Exactly. Very true.
So that concept, I think if everyone understands that my time is valuable, your time is also valuable, I think all these are basic life lessons that we like sometimes we have in our office, we have about 100 people. And I tell them the same thing. I said, if, for example, we take 10 minutes to start the call, 100 into 10, 1,000 minutes of productive time is gone.
Absolutely.
Right? We only think, oh, only 10 minutes gone, but actually 1,000 minutes are gone. So if we are all being more productive and work together, I think it'll be like awesome.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. Very well said.
Okay,
Very
sir,
good.
it's
I think
64 now,
we should start.
and we will go ahead and I will just introduce Girish now. Girish Ramdas is the co-founder and CEO of Maxter, a New York-based startup with a global back office at Chennai that has been making waves in the global digital publishing business. In just 7 years, Maxter has crossed 50 million users from 150 plus countries with 11,500 plus magazines from over 4,000 publishers from 50 plus countries in more than 40 languages. Maxter has now become the world's largest digital newsstand. He has more than 20 years of experience in cross-platform publishing, including print, mobile, and web development. During this period, he has co-founded and run the successful startup business in technology, content, and digital space. He was voted the CIOL Technology Person of the Year for 2012 for his contribution to the global digital publishing business. He was invited to speak at the prestigious World Magazine Congress in Rome in 2013 to address the world publishers on digital publishing and its future. He was awarded the TIE Innovative Entrepreneur of the Year award for 2013 and was listed for the second time in the Fortune magazine's 40 under 40 list of global Indian entrepreneurs. Maxter has been awarded the TIE Billion Dollar Baby Award in 2004. Maxter has won the Best News and Magazine Award by Global Mobile App Summit and Awards GMASA in 2017. He has enabled magazine companies to go digital and helps them monetize their content across the digital world. Girish's deep industry experience in online, mobile, and publishing ecosystems has made him an expert in acquisition, marketing, and monetizing digital content across platforms globally. Prior to Maxter, he was the president of .com, Infoway DCI, and Galata Media. His duties included strategic marketing, partnership development, and monetizing content globally. DCI grew from a small team of 3 to 2,000 to 300 by 2011 and was dealing with web software and app development for clients globally. In 2000, Girish also co-founded South India's largest entertainment portal, www.galata.com, and published South India's first English language movie magazine in 2007, both of which continue to grow exponentially based on the strong foundation set by the Girish during his tenure there. Girish Ramdas was a state rank holder in academics from Don Bosco Higher Secondary School, Chennai, and holds an engineering degree from the College of Engineering, Guindy, Anna University, Chennai. Fun facts: he has earned 6 Indian national gold medals in rifle shooting and holds the national record in one event. He runs 5 to 10 kilometers every day. He is an avid tennis player and golfer tool. So, everybody, let's welcome Girish Ramdas. Welcome, Girish.
Hi, Girish. Mustafa here. Can you hear me, Girish? Mustafa here.
Yes, hello, Mr. Mustafa. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Good to hear about you. Go ahead.
I think Abdullah.
Time is yours now.
Abdullah said a lot. Abdul says a lot of things. I think it seems a lot that I seem to have done, but my feeling is that whenever somebody says some of the achievements you have made, that time only you actually remember them. When he said state rank in 12th standard or national gold medal, it seems like I'm smiling because now only I'm actually thinking about that. Because nowadays we always so busy doing what we now are doing that we sometimes forget our past also. So
it's good. Sometimes looks at you. Sometimes somebody looks at you. You get to know who you are. Good. It's really nice. Okay, go ahead, Girish.
Girish, I would like to leave it to you to continue, or can I go ahead with the questions, Girish?
Yeah, what I thought was, I think if Abdul had some questions, so if he asks, I think it'll be more like a conversation rather than me giving more and more information ad hoc.
Yes, that's good. Okay.
And at the end of the session, if others have questions, they can put it in the chat, or you guys can ask me, and if whatever I can, I'll answer.
Wonderful.
Okay, Girish.
Go ahead, Abdul Rahman.
The first question, Girish, what is Magster and why did you start it?
So Magster is actually an online portal come app where you can read newspapers and magazines from all over the world. So we actually used to run our own magazine called Galata Cinema Magazine, which is like a movie magazine, in 2007. And when we want to distribute that magazine, we have to go for printing, we have to deliver the printouts, the physical book had to reach people. So in 2008 and 9, when Apple had launched the iPad, and Steve Jobs, the great Steve Jobs, had announced that this iPad, the magazines may look beautiful on iPad. That idea came saying that how do we make our magazine go on iPad? That's how we started. Then many people contacted us saying, now you have your magazine on iPad, I want my magazine also on iPad. So we started making iPad apps for magazines. And by 2010, we realized that there are millions of such users and thousands of such magazines from all over the world which need apps. So instead of making individual app, we made one app called Magster, and we put all the magazines in that one app, which then became a big hit, because if you come and want to read many magazines and newspapers in one app, we are the only one in the world now. And we are now the largest in the world doing that one subject, which is newspaper and magazines. We are now going to be adding books and journals and more content. Sometimes also I was telling Abdul, relevant to education also. So like, for example, my own children are reading magazine like Popular Science, BBC World. They also read comics like Tinkle, Amar Chitrakatha, all on Magster. Right. So we are having a range of content, which otherwise you have to go to bookshop or you have to go somewhere or it has to come to you. And in this stage, in this lockdown stage, more and more people are preferring digital. And that is also an eco-friendly way of reading, because when you read in print, you have to cut trees. And if you cut trees, it's bad for environment. So more you go digital, the better for environment and better for the future. So this is the reason why we started Magster. And now, like you said, we are number one in the world doing this.
Okay, Girish. And why did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
I think many people ask me that question. I always say anyone can become entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneur basically needs only two things. One is you need some guts. One is you need common sense. If you have these two things, you don't need money and all. You need only two things, guts and some, basics, right? Then you have to decide. It's like one of the things that kind of pushed me, right? My father was IAS officer. And I should add, he is an honest IAS officer. So what happens is when you're honest in the system, you don't make any money, right? So that is his principle, is to be honest. So that means we don't have money in the house. So
he was a very rich man.
Yes.
He was a rich man. He was honest.
Correct. He was rich in principles, but we didn't have money at home. So what happened was I would look around, right, and see like my classmates or other children of other officers had, flat screen TV or this, that. We didn't have all that. So for us, it was a necessity to earn money in the right way, right? So my first job literally was to polish my father's shoes, because I told I want to earn money. I was, I think, maybe younger than maybe in 5th standard or 6th standard. I wanted pocket money because other people were getting pocket money. So I wanted pocket money, and they said, you have to earn your pocket money. So then I didn't know what to do. So I every day see my father polish his black shoes before he goes to school. So I said, okay, I'll polish your shoe for you better than you. What will you give me? So then my father said, he'll give 1 rupee. So every time I polish, I got 1 rupee. So that became my pocket money. And then I realized that everything there is a need. If you can find the right client and the right need and match them to, then you have a business, right? So, and we should not think polishing shoe is bad, right? That is the Indian mentality. Only if you're an engineer, if you're a scientist, if you're somebody, then you think that you are doing a great job, right? But even polishing shoe, if you do it, and even today, I polish my own shoes, and if I polish, I can see my face. I became such an expert within few years, because every time I would make a mistake, my father will say that that's a mistake there, right? So he will not just encourage, he will also correct you when there is a need. So why I became an entrepreneur is I think there's a need to earn some money, right? And then I started multiple businesses, and not every business is a success. Some businesses have failed also. We should also learn from failure. Just because you failed does not mean the world has come to an end. We have to say, okay, I failed. Okay, doesn't matter. How do I succeed? What did I learn? Right? So this is important for any entrepreneur to become a businessman or become entrepreneur. You need to learn from your failure. You should not feel bad about failure, right? And I think many of the parents and teachers in many schools I've seen, they put too much pressure for the child to be number one. It's okay if you're number 2 or number 5 or number 10 or number 20, doesn't matter. But learn why you're number 2. Learn why you're number 20 and how to improve every time. That is very important, right? Because that's what an entrepreneur, that's what business. Today, if I do 100 crore business, my aim is next year to do 200 crore business. I should not say, okay, 100 is okay, I can go to sleep. That's what we learn. We learn as to become an entrepreneur. So for me, the need to become entrepreneur was more a necessity. And I think when you have necessity, you do more than others. Supposing my father had given me 10 crores and say, okay, do business, right? I feel I may not have the drive or the hunger to be number one. Because I'll say I will put 10 crores in bank, I will get 1 lakh interest, and then I can sleep every day, right? So that should not be the attitude. The attitude should be, how do I do today well, tomorrow better? And if something I do fails, we should understand, okay, this has failed, why it failed, and try to come out of that failure and then go to next step. I think that's very important. So all these things help us as we grow. Right. So I think this is something that the reason why I would have chosen to be an entrepreneur. I actually got a job from my college. I finished my BE engineering college. I got a job in TCS from campus interview. And in 1996, they were going to give me 10,000 rupees a month. So I didn't take the job. But during the interview, they asked me a question. In 5 years' time, what do you want to be? So I said, in 5 years' time, I want to be having a company like TCS. So they had a nice laugh. But within 5 years of leaving, I started a software company called .com Infoway. So when we say something, we have to follow our passion and try to deliver on that. Whether it's in school, whether it's in sports, whether it's in business, whatever we have an aim to achieve, we have to put 200% effort to achieve that.
Okay, Girish. So you must be having a lot of difficulties. What difficulties did you have when you started Baxter?
Girish, can we request on your camera, if you don't mind? We'd like to see you. Is your camera on?
My camera is on, yes. My video is on. Yeah, I can see others. I think.
No, sir,
doesn't matter. Carry on.
I mean, sir, actually, there are some ones who are presenting themselves. That is the issue.
But are others able to see me?
Yes, everyone are able to see.
Okay, good.
Very good.
Okay. So, so difficulties, I think in every business or anything we do in life, we have difficulties. So, I mean, when we started Maxter, we had difficulties in terms of technology. Nobody knows about iPad. Nobody knows how to create app. So we have to learn how to create apps. Today, app creation, anyone can do. But in 2009 and 10, we have to learn how to make the app. We have to have a team of app developer, how to make app. then we don't know how the customer likes it or not. So we have to interview our own customers, find out what they like, what they don't like. Right. Then we also didn't have enough money because we want to set up our company in USA, not in India, because we realized that our Magster app has to be global app. So the global app cannot be, it can be made in India, but headquarters have to be in New York, because all world publishers, top publishers are in New York. Right. So we then had to set up our office in New York. Nobody know. I mean, how the visas to be, how does the process to set up an office in New York? Nobody we know has done that before, or maybe 10 years back. So now many people are doing very easily, and many things is online. But 10 years back, everything has to be physically done. It was more difficult then. We had to learn many things, right? And we have to then speak to more and more magazine company, right? And we don't have magazine background other than our own magazine. So there were a lot of initial difficulties, but we learned from our problems. When we learned from our problems, we say, for example, when we set up first the office in Chennai and we reached out to American companies or international companies, nobody responded. So what did we learn from that? Indian company, first the top companies in the world don't want to deal with you. So then we had to go to USA and set up the office in New York. Then they started talking to us. So every difficulty, we also learned something. So I think there were difficulties, and even today, like for example, all of us are in difficulty from Corona, right? So even today, we are all in difficulty. Some of the children are happy that they're at home, but I'm sure that slowly they're also getting bored of staying at home. So every day you're finding some difficulty, but we have to learn and how to improve ourselves and make what we are doing better. Like even during this Corona time, Magster has one of the few companies who is getting more and more users, because more people are not getting newspaper to the house, not getting magazine to the house. So they go to Magster on their mobile or laptop or phone. Now everyone has internet. They're able to see newspaper, magazine on the mobile or on the laptop. So they don't have to get the print copy. So every difficulty or every challenge has a solution, and every difficulty also gives you an opportunity, right? How to improve other people's lives with what you are doing.
Okay. Is there any things students need to equip themselves with to become an entrepreneur?
I think students, just need to, like I said, have two things. One is guts, or I would say have less fear of talking, less fear of problems, less fear of unknown things, right? And they should use common sense. I think these two are basic principles for, to become entrepreneur. For example, my own brother, who's 1 year senior to me, his older brother, he is actually more brilliant than me. He's got also gold medal in rifle shooting like me. He also is an expert in multiple things, but he never became entrepreneur. He is working in a US company. He is doing very well, but never became entrepreneur. So it is not just because you have guts and just because you have common sense does not mean you become entrepreneur, right? If you give him a solution, give me a solution, he will most probably win. But I am the entrepreneur because I have a gut feeling, or I have no fear. I will take risk and I will fail also, right? And I will admit my failure. I'll say I started this and I failed. It's okay. But other people are scared. If I do and I fail, what happened? What my mother will say, what my father will say, what my family will say, what my teacher will say. Nobody cares. You have to care about yourself, right? So you have to be bothered about yourself, right? And in many religions also, they say God helps those who help themselves. So I think that is important. We need to help ourselves, right? So if you want to become a businessman, you need to have no fear and you should use common sense, right? In our company also, I may be the least qualified guy in academics. I may be state rank holder, all that. But if you see, I have not done MBA. I have done engineering. There are many MBAs in my company who work for me, right? I pay them salary. They are much more brilliant than me. But the thing sometimes I tell them is that though they know more, they never use common sense. They never think about the customer, right? I mean, I can give you a simple example. It's like, for example, I think you like biryani, for example, right? So if I decided tomorrow to make biryani, right, I can go and find the best recipe, the best online method to make the biryani. But you may not like it. What I should do, I should come and sit with you while you're eating that biryani and look at your face and then see your expression. If you put in your mouth and your face is slightly different, I know even you may tell me, Girish, very good biryani, but your face will give up. Say that, no, it's not good biryani, right? So I should not say I have learned from best cook and I made the same biryani, but Abdul does not like, right? Then I have to ask Abdul, why you don't like the biryani? Or I should eat Abdul's biryani, what Abdul likes, and taste then next to that my biryani. Then when I see both and know the difference, I have to change my plan or change my biryani so that I give something what Abdul likes. So I'm giving a biryani as an example, but I'm saying that anything in life we can really we need to learn what our customer wants more than what we want or more than what we learned. So that is called common sense.
Okay, Girish. And how important is health in your daily routine, Girish?
I think health is, one of the most important things for all of us. I think now with this corona, people are realizing more and more that health is more critical. So in a day, I at least spend 2 hours working out. So like he said, like Abdul said at the beginning, I either run 5 to 10 kilometers in a day. So I run 10 kilometers in 1 hour. So it's about 10 kilometers per hour is my running speed average. So normally I do that. Now during the corona time, everything is locked down. So I've started doing skipping. So I go to my terrace of my apartment and I can do skipping. So I've also got my children who are in 9th standard and 10th standard. They're going in Lady Andal school. They are also quite lazy. So they think that sometimes I'm giving them gyan. But I have now encouraged them to also be healthier. So they are now also skipping with me. So now we do about 45 minutes to 1 hour of skipping on the terrace. Then I also have started doing yoga. Right? Yoga, I think, is very important for everyone, irrespective of whether you're Hindu, Christian, Muslim. As a human being, it gives you a lot of stability and mental peace. I think we should all encourage that to everyone. And health is very important. If you do these things every day, some people ask me, 2 hours is too much. Even if you spend 1 hour is enough. Even 45 minutes is enough. But please spend that time either running, walking, something exercise you have to do every day. Or learn, some of the kids I'm sure will be learning karate or aikido or judo or something they will be learning. Just be active lots. Because in school, when you're in the campus, you're running around, you're chasing each other. That itself gives you a workout. But when you're stuck in the house, you don't have any such option. So you might as well, you play some game or do something, but try to be less on the mobile, but more on the outside, either on the roof or in your house. You can do many things sitting in your house itself. You don't have to go out.
And Girish, this is my personal question. From school that I have been seeing you from LKG, you have been topping in every aspects of the field, mashallah. Not just academics. It's all round, everything. Sports, let it be sports, extracurricular activities, and you name it, and you are number one. How could you do that, actually?
I think I've been lucky at some level. I think some luck has played some role in what I did. But also, I think every one of us, all of us can actually achieve. I think it's a question of your own mental, ability or your own push that you give. Like, for example, a standard example I give to my friends also is that, like I told you, my elder brother is 1 year older than me. He got, for 6 years, he got gold medal for rifle shooting for 6 years. And all the 6 years, I got silver or bronze. Right? So I was feeling very bad. I'm never getting gold medal. I felt like that that badminton player, no, what is her name? PV Sindhu. She always got silver medal, but never got gold medal. Right? So like that, I am also getting only silver, but not gold medal. Because my brother is getting gold medal. But 6 years I was practicing. And in the 7th year, I put so much effort that I also got the gold medal that year and broke the national record also at the same time. And I beat my brother also. But it took 6 years. So the point is sometimes we only see the end result, that he has got a gold medal or he got the national record. We are not seeing the effort that has gone inside. So I can also lose hope. 6 years my brother is winning. I will never win. That could be one way. But I have taken it as a challenge to beat him. Right? Of course, I was feeling bad for my brother after that. Right? But that was a challenge I gave myself. I never challenged him. I didn't tell my brother I'll beat you. I told myself I have to win. So I spent more time practicing, more hours I put in. While, of course, I was having school also. I was in the tennis team also. So I think multitasking, we all have to learn. So you can actually, human being, we are all using maybe only 10% of our brain. The remaining 90% we are not using. Right? So we all can, all the children who are listening also, they can be great achievers. They should not be pushed down or told by someone else that you are not good. They should do themselves. Right? So I think that is very important, that as a school also, and as teachers who are on this call, we should really encourage every student, because every student is different. Every human being is different. Right? I may be good at mathematics, but I may be bad at drawing. Right? You may be good at drawing, but bad at mathematics. We should understand those and go behind what we like to do. So wherever I was doing very well, it means I enjoyed what I did. I think that is something that I think is something different, which I'm trying to say is that if you like what you're doing, you enjoy what you're doing, right? Whether it is eating biryani or whether it is, because I'm saying biryani all the time because I'm a big biryani fan, right? So I told my mother in 12th standard, I said, don't come near me. Every lunch and dinner, I only want biryani. That's all. Full 12th standard, I said, don't ask me any questions. Only give me biryani, lunch and dinner. I will learn. I will get whatever marks. I got state rank. Right? So that doesn't mean that you have to go and tell your parents to give you biryani, but that happened to me. Right? So what you like, if you get, you can go to great heights. If my mother said, no, I'll only give you Dai Sadam, I'll only give you something else, then I'll be upset in my mind. I want biryani, she's giving me something I don't want. Already you are in a mindset. So my parents understood this fellow can achieve. Let me give him what he wants, give him that chance to achieve. And I didn't let them down. So like that, if you want to achieve, you can really push yourself as a human being. You can really achieve great heights. And it's not only one person and two people. Everybody can achieve. Only the environment has to shape them. Or the environment means parents, teachers, friends, and themselves. That is the environment. These four people or four groups have to get together and push up. And then anyone can be number one.
And
I have a question.
Yes, Mustafa sir, go ahead, please.
Can I ask one question, please?
Sure.
Girish, have you initiated any, corporate social responsibility? Any initiatives?
So we actually
entrepreneurship related. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have actually launched one just now, actually during this Corona time, where for the next 1 month we are giving everybody free newspapers and magazines, which is actually costing us few crore rupees in our because we have to pay publishers, but we are giving free for 1 month up to the lockdown period. So all the top corporates and colleges, schools, I was telling Abdul also, we may be releasing something for education. Maybe by end of next week. And I said Sana Model School will be one of the recipients of the free package that they can read, wonderful. And the faculty and the school teachers, everyone can read on mobile or on the computer, can read newspapers and journals and books and education related magazines.
Okay. And if somebody is interested in entrepreneurship, would you come forward to just support his interest? Just a question.
No, absolutely. I mean, not only me, I think a lot of entrepreneurs have got together. And there are a lot of forums also called like Chennai Angels and a lot of entrepreneurs who are supporting other entrepreneurs.
Okay,
So,
good.
but we should understand that supporting entrepreneur means you will have to impress that entrepreneur first with your either idea or your execution.
Oh,
or
yes,
whatever.
yes. I'm
Right?
talking
And
about
then-
students who have that. Talking about students who have those
Absolutely.
ideas, who just need a little
Absolutely.
support.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, Girish, coming to the end of my question session, do you have anything specific advice for these students who are with us? Is like 9th and 10th, 11th and 12th also are with us.
I think all of you just have to follow your dreams and really work hard because nothing comes free. Everything comes only by your hard work and your, your focus on whatever you do, whether it's academics, whether it's your business, whether it's helping someone or whatever it may be. Whatever you take up, do 100% or 200% effort. Right? If I want to be a mathematician, do 100% in mathematics. If you want to be a historian, do 100% in history or civics. So whatever you want. If you want to be a football player, please put 100% in football. Right? If you want to be a cricket player, put 100% in cricket. Right? So I think whatever you guys choose, because you are quite young, even 9th, 10th, even today somebody asked me, what do you want to be? Ask me, what do you want to be after 5 years? I don't know. Right? So in 9th standard, 10th standard, very difficult to tell what you want to be. But whatever you want to be, follow your heart, follow your passion. Any doubts, ask your elders, ask your teachers, or reach out to someone like me. I'm always here to help if you need anything. Whenever I'm free, I will surely try to help out. And we can really work together to kind of help each other.
Okay, Girish. Now we will put the questions to the students, please. Who wants to ask Girish can come forward.
I think if they can type in the chat the questions, maybe it's easier to answer there. I think because everyone will talk otherwise.
Yeah.
So if they can text some question, if they have a question, they can put in the chat.
Yes, boys. Start your questions, please, on the chat.
Yeah, somebody has asked me, do you watch?
Sir, they have listed few questions. Maybe shall I read?
Them there. One of the questions is, do you watch football? Unfortunately, I don't watch much football. I play a little bit of football. I actually play online games. I don't know whether the teachers are happy with me saying that or not, but I do play online games when I'm free time. So I actually have mobile games and I go online and play games, but I don't watch football. And nowadays there's not much time to watch TV also for me. But I do spend some time watching movies more than other things. So online games like Counter-Strike, Age of Empires. My son plays PUBG, but I'm bad at it, so I've not yet started that.
Okay, Sabira Miss is with us. She's the English teacher for 9th, 10th. And she will now go ahead with the questions which the students have already put forth.
Very good evening, sir.
Sorry, Mr. Girish. Sorry, Mr. Sabira Miss. I will come in between.
No issues.
Just a small thing.
Right.
My name is Salim, Mr. Girish.
Yes.
Two things I want to ask you is, number one is you said paper because everything is coming into the online and through the app and everything, to the gadgets. And you said paper is it's an eco-friendly also. I'm a paper dealer. I'm dealing in paper. So I have to defend that. So, see, nowadays children are more interested in the gadgets and they are more happy with working with the gadgets. And this paper using is, I personally feel, paper using is very important. Writing or an art or whatever it is, writing, doing through your own pencil or a pen, it's very important for everybody's progress. That was number one, my question, number one. And number two is how to get rid of addiction to the cell phones and other gadgets. Thank you.
So I think question number one, I partly agree with you. Even I prefer to write on paper. But when you look at the mass scale of newsprint and all the other paper that's being used, including paper cups, paper this, paper that, I know it may be against your business, but in a larger scale, when you look at it, I think moving digital, there's no option. You cannot stop this digital, right? So it is something that we'll have to embrace and then work together. So in India type countries, still 90% is in print. Only 10% is digital. So still there's a lot of paper there, and I don't think the paper is coming down immediately in India. But globally, in other countries, paper has come down quite a bit, right? Even the question in USA, everyone uses even toilet paper. Toilet paper also they're trying to remove. So paper, I think over time, maybe in the next 10 or 20 years, maybe you need to deal with something else rather than paper. So that is one. The second one you said was addiction. I think there is no way to stop the addiction, but I think we have to get the children to do other things. Like my children also get some little time. We make sure that we have the app itself is there for the mobile and others to have screen time, and you can monitor how much time they're using mobile. So we don't want to stop them from mobile, but we give them a limited time, half an hour, 1 hour of time. So that will stop them from, if you give the child the device, my son, if you give him 24 hours mobile, he'll be happy. But as a parent, we will stop them for some time because it's bad for the eyes, it's bad for their brain, it's bad for so many things. But it is good to be on device also because it helps them in certain things. Right? So we have to find a balance. And as parents and teachers, we cannot force them, but we need, like I told, I take my children to do skipping and yoga and all the stuff. Keep them busy. I think their children like to be busy. They like to be interested, right? So those things, if we can give them something better to do, right? I think that will stop them from addiction.
Thank you.
Yes, Ramdas, you can go ahead.
So I think a lot of questions have come on the chat by the time I answered one.
All right. The first question by the student is, what is the first failure you faced that motivated you to achieve so much?
So first failure in my mind was, I think, my father's honesty. So that is not my failure, but it happened to be his positive honesty that in my mind was his failure. So he failed not bringing us any money in the house. So that is the first failure I faced. Which is why then I said, if I don't want to become IAS officer, I don't want to become IPS officer, because if you want to be honest, it becomes very difficult. There are still many honest officers, but there are many dishonest officers also. So the failure happened then, that his honesty, which is such a good thing. Today I know it's a good thing. But when I was growing up, it was a big failure. So I told him that you have failed us you are good for the country, bad for the family. So that is a failure that then motivated me to make money, but make money legally in the right way. Right? Today, of course, one of the other questions somebody asks is, who's your role model? So my role model actually is my father. So how to be honest, how to be on time, how to be correct, how to do good today, right? How to learn, my father used to speak English better than British people. But my father originally is from Tamil medium school. Right? That I did not know. Somebody is, I think, not in mute. I think that I did not know till after he died 4 or 5 years back. And my father was Tamil medium school. So he spoke better English than everybody in IAS. Right? He used to know Manmohan Singh also, Narendra Modi also, he knows everyone. And he used to speak Hindi, he used to speak English, he used to speak Tamil. But I did not know he is Tamil medium. He used to correct the English in the English textbook. He used to correct my English teacher of English. But he is from Tamil medium in school. So those are things that when you hear, you get so motivated. Right? So that is, I think the failure was, his honesty was my failure. But that motivated me to reach where I am right now. Let me quickly go through some questions. I don't play Fortnite. I told you I play Counter-Strike, PUBG. Can we put 100% effort in football? I said yes. But while you put 100% effort in football, you should also put 100% effort in your studies also. Like I told you, the same year, my 12th standard year, I got national gold medal in shooting. So I put 100% there. I got state rank, which means I put 100% there. I was on the tennis team of our school. I put maybe 50% only in the tennis. But I chose the two items and I put really what I can, and then I achieve. So you don't have to put 100% in football. See, some people want to put, but they may not reach anywhere. They have to realize where they are good, and they have to focus on that. So that is something you have to do. How can we read your magazine online free of cost? You can read free of cost. I will send the details to Abdul, so he can share with you next week. So you can start reading free. Manage your career, passion in sports. Same thing I already kind of said. You need to do both. My father always told me, a busy man always has time. A guy who's busy, he will manage his time. From morning 6 o'clock till night, midnight, when he goes to sleep, he manages time. So he'll find time for career also, sports also, family also. Everything he will find time. Because in a day you have 24 hours. If you take out maybe 10 hours of eating and sleeping, the remaining 14 hours is a long time. You can do many wonders in that time. Turning point in life, there are many turning points. I think let's not get into that. A lot of turning points in life. What motivated you to start business? I think it's the same thing. No money, so I had to start business. I knew I would. If I did IAS, I would have become IAS officer. But like my father, I may not have been honest. I would have been very corrupt to make hundreds of crores. So I did not want to spoil his name. So I decided to not join IAS. So I decided to do business. Right. So role model I told you is my dad. Did someone hack your web and app? One of the things we have seen is people keep trying to hack. We have had some people who hacked our app, but luckily not the privacy information. They hacked and took the magazine and put it online for free. So that is the thing. I don't know Ronaldo. App name was Maxter. I watch Tamil films. I watch Hindi films. I watch English movies. Who is Vijay Kumar Radhakrishnan? He's my co-founder in Maxter. And he used to work in our company, software company. He's a technology guru who also knows business. So he and I work together in Maxter. Olympics may disappear. I don't think so. They will bring it back after Corona. I think how I became CEO, because I started the company. I think because you start your own company, you can become CEO. And sports or studies, I think you can do both. Favorite player in Wimbledon, unfortunately, my favorite player in Wimbledon, I think you might not even know whether you like Boris Becker. He won 5 times. When I was growing up, he was my hero. And I think a lot of football questions. I think somebody who, I think Abdul, you need somebody who's a football expert to come and have a talk. I think a lot of people want to. Sir, will you ever sell your company? Of course, any company is for sale. Right. So everything is sellable at the right price. So if someone gives us a good price, we will sell the company. Then only everyone who invested in my company, who believed in me, will make money. Otherwise, we only make salary. We don't make money. Right. Where do I live? I live in a suitcase between New York and Chennai. I fly. Now I'm in lockdown, so I'm in Chennai right now. And you are going to join Olympics. Unfortunately, now I'm 45. So I think I'm a little old, but that being said, if I put my mind to it and I stop everything else, I will go to Olympics. I will have that. I have that capacity. I know that. But being 45, I have to be realistic also. And maybe I have to become Olympics in chess or something, where I don't have to run 100 meters or something like that. Will you retire from your company? I want to retire from everything before I'm 50, so that I want to be with my family. I want to be with my friends. I want to retire before I'm 50. So I have 5 years to retire. Would you like to go back to school every day? I think school is something where we learn a lot of things, but life itself is a school. After you leave school, every day you're learning. You learn how to do business. You learn how mistakes. You learn how people cheat you. There's so many things you're learning every day. So every day is like being in school only. But without teachers, without thing, you are your own teacher. Have you ever gone close to bankruptcy? Not yet. Not yet. And bankruptcy can come at any time. So yeah, we are always preparing to be bankrupt. So we don't know. But like you say, mashallah, not yet bankrupt. Right? So what is the motivation mantra? Just be good, do good, and do your best. Abdul sir, your best friend, he's one of my close friends. Yes. I have the problem with me is I have many friends. Right? Abdul is one of the close friends. He's my classmate also. So, I mean, we all as friends, we all want to be together. And who's your favorite teacher in school? God. My fourth standard teacher, her name was Pam Silvera. She is no more. 4B class. She caught me running on the school corridor and called me a hooligan. Right? Me and my friend Gokul, who's heading emphasis as a HR head in emphasis, he and me were running fourth standard on the corridor. She stopped us and she called us hooligan. Even today at 45, I remember, I don't know what is the meaning of hooligan. And Gokul used to call her bulligan miss because she doesn't know what is hooligan. Even today we laugh. But that lady, she taught us so much about the importance of English and the importance of discipline. I think she would be one of my favorite teachers. She got me a first prize in reciting poetry in fourth standard. So she made a lasting impression on my mind. Does being a topper make you superior? Absolutely not. In my office, like I told you, I am the least qualified fellow. I am completely telling that you are better than me, but I will learn from you and I will be better than you. Right? That is our motto. You can be better than me. Right? I will learn from you and I can be better than you. Have you taken wrong decision that made a huge impact on your business? Yes. Many decisions we take are wrong decisions. We only know afterwards. We don't know when we take decision. We don't know. But only later on we know. But we have to accept those wrong decisions and learn from the wrong decisions. So many decisions we have made which is wrong. Right? But you won't know that because you're not in my business. Only I know what I've done wrong. So we learn from that and we try to fix that. Sana Don Bosco, I don't know about Sana, but I know your owner is Don Bosco, your Abdul is from Don Bosco, I am from Don Bosco. So obviously I will be loyal to Don Bosco more than anything else. But I'm sure that Sana, you will be doing a good job. So, I mean, I think that's, I leave it at that. I think a lot of questions coming in. I think we are running out of time, Abdul,
yes,
because
Girish.
I have a conference call to attend at 5.
Girish. We'll finish off
so
with
you can take a list of all your questions.
Yeah.
And you can email me, and then when I have time, I will reply to them.
Yeah, sure, Girish.
Right, because I'm sure.
Yeah.
So let's wrap the question answer now, and if there's any ending thing, we'll talk about it, and then I will answer those questions about how you're making money at Maxter and all that. I can answer separately. And what is my daily routine? And are you wearing Apple iPods? Yes, I can answer that. Yeah, they're Apple iPods. Yes.
Okay, Girish, to finish this session, we have Nurul Amin sir will be coming in now.
Sure.
Amin sir.
Yes. Girish, first of all, thank you so much. It's been very inspiring, your talk, and I'm sure the students will want to spend hours with you because you are an inspiration. But we don't want to hold you up too much. Really appreciate the time that you spent. It's actually thanks to Abdul also because it's his initiative. That we've had such.
Yeah.
We are very grateful to him and grateful to you to spend your time with us. We hope you will visit our school sometime in the near future once everything settles down. You can see, and all our students will be very eager to see you in person.
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you once again. Appreciate it again. Take care, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Girish. Thank you very much, Girish, for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you all. I just typed some data, but I don't know whether that helps. Because somebody wanted my 10th standard marks. I don't remember, but I vaguely remember my 12th standard marks. So I just thought I will put it there so that you can see what it was.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yes, Mustafa sir.
Yes.
You can continue with 5 minutes left.
Yes, exactly. So it was good having Girish with us. And actually, you should have asked the students to ask the questions one by one.
Yeah, he preferred to put it on typing because there'll be a lot of disturbance together.
That's good. That's good. An excellent initiative from your side. I must congratulate and for all that initiative that you have taken.
Because this becomes like once in a lifetime opportunity for students. So let's make it. I would love to make this opportunity regular, inshallah.
Identify people, students who have these entrepreneurship skills. Identify them. So then what happens? You can still continue with being with Girish on one side and also, ask him to support people who are having this entrepreneurship capabilities.
And before we leave, we wanted Mustafa sir to just brief us on what is entrepreneurship. What is an entrepreneur? So that the boys can get in detail about it.
Yes. I mean, I'll be able to define it, but I'd like to explain that it's the ability to link needs and resources on one side with the opportunities, needs and resources of a certain target market. You club that with resources and you end up managing the whole thing. For example, let me come back again to the biryani concept. Okay. If you want to start a biryani shop, you should be able to identify what is the requirement of that particular target market you're looking out for. And then you find the resources to blend, and you as a manager blend together for both to earn a name and money. This is general. For example, I'll tell you, we had, I don't want to give you brand names, but there is an Arabic restaurant, It is only about 700 square feet, but he's able to identify that there is one segment that requires this, and a lot of Muslims who eat a lot of biryani, and of course, eating out is a fashion, and you club all these requirements of people, and you inside the restaurant, and then you link it up with chefs, people who are in front of it. You bring a whole group of people, but out of can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, there was some disturbances. You can continue.
Yeah. So the point is, entrepreneurship is all about studying a given target market and clubbing the requirements of that market and bringing in resources and expertise on a platform where you are managing the whole thing for financial benefit as well as to earn a name and a reputation in the business. In the business, immediately tell you could start a master's degree program or a basic degree program in crisis management. Hello?
Yeah, boys are not muting themselves.
Okay. No, it's a bit.
Boys, kindly mute your mics.
You're okay?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
For example, Sana School could come out with a small diploma or a certificate course in crisis management. What is crisis management? It can be natural disaster. It can be a corona. It can be, floods. It can be earthquakes. Or it can be, all of us go through a lot of crisis in our lives, like family counseling, for example. Relationship, management of relationship. All that is a corona in our life. So if you could start a small, a certificate course on crisis management, the whole aim is to build up a proper society that can function properly. In the process, you transfer knowledge and skills. So it's a beautiful thing for an institute. You, for example, a teacher's training program at Sana School. You know, Chennai requires a lot of teachers. We don't have really qualified and motivated teachers. We don't have. Maybe about 20 to 30% are really motivated and committed. But you will find that there is a need for it. I studied in a school which started India's first teachers training program. This is in Wesley High School, Roypeta. Are you aware of it?
No.
200 years back it was started.
Okay.
Wesley High School, do you know opposite Express Avenue?
Yes, Wesley, and next to that there is one Urdu school also which is getting it, which was on the news.
Yes, Hobart High School.
Hobart, okay.
Just next to Hobart High School is the Wesley High School.
Okay.
Studied there.
Okay.
Okay, before the school came, the institution was the first teachers training institution in India, 200 years back. So, you know, Sana School could come out with a certificate course in teachers training. I don't know if you have it, but if you have it, yes, there's nothing like having. You could have even, let's take about 4-week session, 8-week session. You can have that, and there's additional revenue for the institution. Plus, you have a hub of knowledge there, a knowledge hub. You know, Sana School has knowledge. In an institution, the assets are the teachers, not the building. Knowledge is the asset, expertise asset, not the building. The building is just a physical structure. People will look at who's teaching there, and then they send the children there. So this aspect of the Sana School brand has to be activated. So tomorrow when you talk about Sana, they talk about, wow, mashallah. This is a high quality, this is a place where you get high expertise, top quality experience, top quality education. That's the feeling you need to get, and very practical ones. So next thing what happens is, once you finish that, you're going into a job. That's it, to cut the long story short.
Okay.
I can speak on that.
Yeah, Mustafa sir, we are coming to the end of the session, and before we leave, we would like to ask Amin sir if there is anything you want to share before we leave.
Yes, why not?
Yeah, mashallah, Mustafa, very good suggestions from your side. Inshallah, we'll take all of them into account, and let's hope, inshallah, we can have a certificate course in teacher training, like you mentioned, within the school, inshallah.
Inshallah, mashallah, there is a lot of training happening, Mustafa sir, for the past 15 years in Sana School with all the aspects, mashallah. So this idea also is very good. Sabira miss, you have anything to share for today before leaving?
Alhamdulillah. So we have come to end of the session, and prior to winding it up, I just request our boys to attend all these sessions, everyday sessions, and practice and keep practicing till they get to the achievement, like whatever they want to prove, how the better communication they have to.
Mashallah, boys, you were well behaved today. Only for some instances where the presentations were happening with a couple of guys. So when there is a session going on, please refrain from presenting yourself. That will really disturb. We will not be able to view the speaker, inshallah, and muting the mics. So we'll come tomorrow. We will put the topics for the tomorrow's class, and today we could not go because of the speaker part. We could not follow any of the today's sessions. Inshallah, we'll go back tomorrow. Inshallah. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.